date myself, about 20 years ago when I was rolling this out, touch points were referred to as faxes or personal meetings or phone calls. We didn't have much more than that as touch points with prospect customers. But now we're seeing, of course, social media, engaging with conversations using social media as touch points. Email is, of course, a touch point. And the more touch points you have, the more trust you build, which is probably the core root of why email marketing is successful and why it works. It's creating an opportunity for you to get in front of somebody and earn trust and build a relationship and to turn somebody from a browser into a believer and a believer into a buyer. So use those touch points at every part of the funnel, including the tail end of the funnel when you've already won business with a customer. It's funny, I was showing this particular email to somebody in my office as we were working on putting together a newsletter ourselves, and I said, what are your thoughts on this? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Someone in my office actually didn't like this particular approach of a pure visual approach. I actually quite liked it. I still think a picture does still say 1,000 words. This, of course, is the name of the company is DGI in visuals, so why not get visual with your newsletter? But I thought you'd find this interesting. Could someone create an infomatic sort of a newsletter that was very informational and graphic in its approach to information? I think that is, frankly, the future of email marketing and even marketing in general, is visualizing a process, a procedure, a series of events and showing how that shows ROI. Number 5, happy peeps, as in your employees or people, plus happy customers is a happy business. This was an actual image that came on an email that was sent out from a company that was showcasing a summit that they went to, and more than likely some happy clients that they hooked up with. But the net of it is smiling, happy people that are either customers or employees or both is a positive stamp of approval and can help your business grow. Think about that as you begin casting out images and things on the email marketing that you send out. This is an interesting email that went out, and I wanted to describe what I think is going on here. So everybody probably knows StubHub. If not, they are a ticket reseller for events, particularly sporting events. And I think that what's probably happening with this particular email is they're beginning to build up evidence of what people want to go to, which of course is helping them drive ticket sales. What are the most popular upcoming concerts and sporting events and theatrical events? And the more popular they are, the more they could justify higher price points. So whether anybody else that got this email picked up on that reality, I think it's a nice, interesting way to gather data. Another really interesting idea of gathering data, you might be familiar with a company called Faircast that was eventually purchased by Microsoft and is now integrated into Bing. And that business model began by just gathering tons and tons of data, of historical data on airline price tickets, right? So imagine they were able to develop an algorithm that would predict airline ticket prices, whether it was a good time to buy or a bad time to buy, based upon historical data. But as the viral marketing part of the business grew and more people started searching for airline ticket prices, they were beginning to build up their own data intelligence on whether it's a good time to buy or a bad time to buy. The more people that were searching on that data to find out what a good time to buy a airline ticket is, the more they could incorporate that live data into the overall plan. So gathering data might be a very interesting strategy for email marketing in terms of driving your business. I love these illustrations put together by Borders. They're happy, they're positive, they're not the traditional bright red that we're seeing. They're a little bit more toned down, they're tied into the brand, yet they're fresh, they look original, they look happy. So I think illustration needs to find its way into email. And helps immediately distinguish it from emails that are more traditional and putting together stock images and stock, photos that are blocky and square, and just look like they were slapped in and not put together with thought or design. So I want you to really think about the design of your newsletters. In my opinion, any design, any custom design, any bends and movements of visuals can really help you display to earn trust by showing that you care about your product, you care about design. Hire great designers to design minimally template structures for you, but even hire them to bring in custom imagery or illustration to help, light it up. So everybody loves a personal invitation. So we talk about, email marketing as if we constantly have to be pushing out our products, our features, our benefits, our services, and to sell and to convert. Wait a second here. What about a simple invitation? I happen to play hockey on Sunday nights at Boston University, and wanted to certainly show something super personal. I'm not sure that everybody should get an invitation to, oh look, presto, close it up. But why can't you invite your clients to an event? Even if you're having a Christmas party, why not invite every client you have all over the country to your Christmas party? Sure, most of them won't show up, but this is an email marketing invitation that's using something different, something other than your standard push, marketing. So I would have you, think hard about an invitation. So next, let's try to de-stress your customers. I've seen this happens to be a local yoga facility newsletter that I subscribe to. But the net of it is, I love the image down there, and I love the concept of bringing some stress relief to your clients. Why can't you have some clever, input into every newsletter that you send out? That most of the customers you're probably stressed out in their job and under a lot of pressure. Why can't you have a component to your newsletter that is helping them de-stress? And I think you could do some really funny things and interesting things, and also some things that help touch their soul, if you will. Speaking of touching your soul, next I wanted to try to give you some insights into content creation, the core part of any email marketing campaign, and that is, how do you distinguish between information and a story, right? So, information, in total, and whereas story moves you on. I won't go through all of these, but there are a few that I think are really important, and those are, what is, information? You can cite information. You can cite facts about your products, benefits about your products, features. That's what we constantly want to do, is to talk about our features and benefits of our products. But if you can learn to tell a story about your products, that becomes more exciting, something you would want to pass on, something that would touch or inspire you and motivate you to take action. This is going to be the year, 2011, where we begin to realize we have a responsibility as we market our service, and the responsibility is beyond just selling our wares. No one likes to be sold to. We all want to be entertained and excited and motivated, and we all want to believe that we're making the right decision when we purchase. And that decision is not always based upon how good your product is. And we need to stop talking about static things and data and information that fills ourselves up. And instead, we need to make the transition over to becoming storytellers, and it's very hard to do that.